Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monkey Hero Adventures. We're picking up right where we left off in the story, starting the 2.4 storyline. Here we go. A traitor in the midst. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead of on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as a pertinent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means of which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you already knew. Let us speak of the more current matters, in particular, the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you go with him and support him in whatever manner you're able. Sure.
Speak with Alphino.
I shall do it. So we don't need this up anymore. What is it, Monkey? And do be concise, I'm rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions. But I digress. The fact is, I would soon attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have trusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilbert. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Monkey. Alright, Ilbert. Looking fancy in his blue outfit.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you? Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the grand companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the immortal flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this ivy had coiled itself around every part of the immortal flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purpose by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-man army like you.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
He is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Bah, spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to him, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Ilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good, But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General, you wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Our hunt for the ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice it to say, we must tread warily. But one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Leveilleur. Will do. We are returned from Ul'dah, Commander. And not a moment too soon. Something has happened. Trouble? You will recall that the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God damn it. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foremen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask you for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Garleans with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Ilbert has the right of it. I trust you are willing, but of course you are. Now, Elaine of the Fourth lies in wait in the tangle, near the entrance to the castrum sentry. Seek her out, and she will apprise you of the situation. Elian. I don't know how to say her name. Yeah, Alian. You would aid us in the rescue mission. We are in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Garleans fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away to Castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Garleans may be interrogating Resh, or worse. With her hurts, I fear she will not survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us strong is mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the forest, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please, help us find Resh before it's too late. Where am I? Resh! Thank gods we found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is ordered. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Garleans will not only be too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak once we are safely outside these walls. Sure. I have awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe, and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot express my gratitude. All that is left is to report the missions to the Commander Leveilleur. Leveilleur. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones. I don't know why I can't say Alphinaud's last name. Leveilleur. Leveilleur. Ah, it does me well to see you thus returned. Though I doubt not your prowess, entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is you want. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, monkey. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. It may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, monkey, I realize that you have scarce caught your breath, but I am afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Coerthas. I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of the fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you're ready. Oh, I'm ready. We are blessed with a rare opportunity, monkey. An audience with an ambassador to the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat with Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Emmerich wishes to meet the man behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Coerthas. Mayhap you feel this be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to nobler use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it's a wonderful idea. We have received no reports of aetheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alphinaud believes your presence may help to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Antecedent. I take it Monkey has explained the situation. He has. Yet, welcome these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgards have spurned all contact with other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one that I which have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notorious reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Albathia's spine. Ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean Alliance, formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the Alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed to the Battle of Silvertear Skies. Routed at. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to open dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Cartno, where brave men and women lay down their lives in defense of the realms, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what mine efforts yielded? Why not? Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers which have been fobbed off in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I am not so naive as to think they have come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be rest assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Monkey. Our old friend Lord Horschiffon is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further integrated yourself with the man. Excellent work. Ingratiated. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. Ah, Monkey, ever a welcome sight. Our hearts have been stoked to a blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do such as a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. Ah, good Master Alphanode, an honor as always. Likewise, Lord Orchefant. Forgive us yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense! Any debts incurred have been long since repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fortemps may seek the aid of you newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I simply delight at the Holy See that the Holy See is last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is a grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Sir Emmerich arrived in Camp Dragonhead earlier, and I am told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey, and desirous to rest awhile the warmth of our hearth. But if you are willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it's best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. We have been expecting you, sir. Pray take ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emmerich. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Coerthas, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
Just when we were starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Harshaphant and find out what he has learned. My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends. The situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you would be so kind as to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant every knight was slain, and every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. 'Twould be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route. Knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Quite. We can pursue the avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush would be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly. As Lord Harshaphant said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Monkey. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? An excellent idea! Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. Well, I'm going out in the cold. Might as well put my mask on. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for... Eh? Lord Harshaphant bid you speak with us. Then you must be... Oh, beg your pardon, Scion. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. Whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. Wouldn't it have been easier just to steal it? Though, a damn sight harder to conceal it, though, I'll allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden away off. But pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof does not be speculation. Might be as a squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. You've come to ask about the attack, haven't you? We came upon them before the entrance of the Hall of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims, we marked them as, lost and ill-equipped for the journey further north. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl. I thought, some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words. I couldn't hear. She leaned forward as if to kiss his cheek. And then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I didn't know what had happened till I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to the head. By the time I came to, the others were dead and the heretics were loading the wagon. I couldn't... I mean, they'd have killed me, so I just laid still and listened. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Ah, you've returned. What news have you for us? It seems Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion, Master Alphino? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Now, we cannot accept all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? Oh no. It all makes sense now. Lord Horsefant, what was that caravan's cargo? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva, as a beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Horsefant, you would agree that this discretion is of paramount concern. Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphino. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. The persistent attacks on our caravan seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now, they have my undivided attention. After apprising Minfilia of the situation, I shall summon the unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Monkey, pray join me in White Bryn Front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, The Knights of House Durandare have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope they have information which may help determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillamont should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there. Good. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing can be no better. We're all ears, Lord Drillamont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, the selfsame frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicion. I have heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning the unit of Crystal Braves to Whitebrim Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Emmerich. And so it begins, my friend. Though I dare say it will prove to be all too brief collaboration, Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may be a subtler means with which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillamont has one in mind. I mean, he's right there. I think this is a product of them combining quests, so the dialogue looks a little bit disjointed. Yes, yes, excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. There's aught else you could have us do. Pray speak, and it shall be done. It seems as though we're always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond the reach, though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn. I must confess I have certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed while others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you have forgotten Inquisitor Guillaume. We have not. The mystery how the heretic remained undiscovered so long has been much in our thoughts, as is the question of what steps we might take to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we've conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whitebrim Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and Crystal Braves. Upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Jean-Tremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which can endanger our plans. Hey, hey! Where in the seven hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall. Why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to the... Bloody echo. Lower your voice or they'll hear us in White-Rim front. Yes, of course. The Temple Knights are in Snowcloak. This is what you bring me? We already know about. Our comrades in Boulders Down will use the tunnels. Dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? Well, did your investigation bear fruit? Yeah, kinda. I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would you have come to hear the words more clearly? Yet, the few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation, and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to this plan, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highland undetected. Given what you overhear, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Down are planning to use them to take our forces unaware. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Durandare Knights is on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin search of the heretics at once. but knowing nothing of our enemy's numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. I would put my ease at mind if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Halone is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, monkey. The lives of our allies are at stake. Well, the knights are dead. My knights sent no word of your coming, monkey. What has happened? What is that in your hand? By the Fury! Those were veterans with years of service. And now they lay dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No. We have not the men to spare, not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I wager they're on their way back to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches in the outpost of Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before aroused our suspicions. Would that he had been caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandir must send enforcements, even if that means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Time is of the essence, monkey. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down or their swords are drawn. But all is not lost. If you leave now, there may be still time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Amric everything we've discovered. I'm going. Monkey, this is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we've yet to uncover any hidden... You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Levior been informed? The Braves must be made aware. It must be here. I'm certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? It is but a pity the discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Confound it. This is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins, while we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come get it. Come here, girl. Ooh, ooh. That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Levior! There's been a development. Sir, together with the Temple Mites, we have secured the entrances to some half a dozen tunnels, after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. That's not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves down upon our swords to defend it. Aha, just as I suspected. Amongst the warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. A moment, Alphino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less where it is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics still lurk there on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we enter the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more of a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Ahem. Change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Amric and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many or Papalimo will sulk. The entrance to the tunnel, sir. It's just over here. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we never would have noticed it. Per Sir Emmerich's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Yeah, no. Oh, goody. Look, it's my old friends, the level 50s, that are horrible at the game. Alright. By the way, I love this dungeon, though, because I love the music. It's so soothing. And they've made some changes to it. The second boss is apparently completely different now. So I'm interested to see how that works, especially they had to change it because of the NPCs. I'm interested to see how this fight is now. Because it is she's supposed to be completely different now. Oh, okay. Oh, that is completely different. Okay. Boss time. I wonder if they changed this fight any. Yeah, it's a little different because before you didn't have to hide until the second one. Goodbye, Fenrir.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light. Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Interesting. That took longer than I expected. What news, monkey? So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you've cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share in that credit too. 12 be praised, monkey. We may yet return this situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Menphilia and Urianger have been pursuing the archives of House Fortom, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume that some people enjoy subjecting themselves to the cold. Ugh. Antecedent, you come straight to us from the archives of House Forton. I trust your time there proved fruitful? Would that it had. Oriange and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was questionable quality. Amounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Forton. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm the tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I expected, Sir Emmerich. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I hadn't expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of the Halone that your ancestors came to this land, why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe the faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live in a life of service to the Fury. Some righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and the scriptures tell us only so much. Would that it told us more. The man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. the sole exception being good King Mughal the 12th, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mughals Guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts of war, with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Minophilia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another aetheryte somewhere far to the west, not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of the second aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means of masking its signal, I can only presume she has destroyed it to prevent us from following her. And without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlene may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it would take to survey the entire tunnel system. While Minophilia looks into our aetheryte problem, I would request your assistance on another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Coerthas is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Though it admittedly is a selfish request, I feel that the Braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good. I knew you would understand. Yu Yu Hasei has been appraised of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments of his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. There you are, monkey. Commander Leveilleur instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome. Believe me, most of the Third hail from Ul'dah, and for a man accustomed to feel the sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand, nary a moment ago I received word from the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Daffin Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I shall be taking my part in the hunt. Never let it said that I do not earn my coin. Thals balls, my ankle's on fire. Caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted as it fell. The others went on ahead through Daffin Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. I know where Daffin Pass is. I don't need to follow tracks. Apparently they already made it through the pass. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast and... you, Hase. I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up. So did we. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in my gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Maybe he did get that. I forgot about it. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Well, stay with him then, if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland, sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I've done no wrong. None but met in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, monkey. I presume you work with the third brought you hither. What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who had been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it means that our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from recurring. The days ahead and the work that they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one I would gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear from time to time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, monkey, let us wait inside for Captain Ilbert to return and deliver his report. Captain Ilbert seemed confident the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble if when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learn the IV's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have done more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Alright guys, I think we are going to end right there. This one's going a little long. We will finish up our 2.4 next time with our meeting here and maybe confront Lady Iceheart. We'll see how that goes. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will see you in the next one.